poetry.
But
Spoken word.
was your process for this the same? Because obviously you guys met on that writing course, which then
Developed.
triggered the journey into writing the first one. But you'd already worked together. So did you carry on at the course, or
Exactly the
Right,
same
okay, so
process,
it's the same process.
wasn't it? So, I mean,
so it's like it worked. Don't break it.
These short stories are written at home. Jackie writes hers at home and I write mine at home. But, they're individual, but we still work together.
we meet up and discuss which
So
ones
is
we're
there-
going to include and what themes are we going to discuss. We try to run similar themes. So you'll have written like 10 pieces. I'll have written 10. Then we see if any of the two collide. Are they the same? Or they're in the same vein? And then we try and pair them so that we have a theme going each time.
And do you edit each other's work, or do you just edit your own?
I do all the editing.
Right, you edit everything.
Jackie does.
The reason for that is that the Portobello Novella Press is my official publishing company.
House. Yeah.
It's my little publishing house, micro house, and
It's yours.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
it used to be a subsidiary of an imprint of MT Inc, but now I'm going it alone. I'm all grown up, doing it alone.
Wow. Okay.
So 2 Brownells Prose 2 is the first one that's coming out on Portobello Press. So it's 2 launches in one.
I was going to
really.
say, so you need a double celebration, because you're not
it
only
is.
are you doing your second piece of work together, you're now a publishing house.
Yeah.
Right.
You are a publishing house.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to do it. It's a dirty job. And I can't sit around and wait. I'm a middle-aged woman. Later than that, even. Sorry, what was that,
I
Greg?
make no comment.
Greg's laughing too much.
You're very honest. We love it.
Oh, right, okay. But the point is, I can't wait for someone to give me permission. And so I just create my own destiny. And Diana's been part of that.
So what's it like editing your own work versus editing someone else's work?
Sometimes, no, I don't just edit my own work, because when you need somebody's objectivity on it. So I do listen to what Diana's got to say about it. I was just talking about the grammar side of things.
Yeah.
Oh.
But Diana will say, "Oh gosh, this is strong," or "You should put this one in," and I'll go, "No, I don't know about that." And she'll go, "No, this is a good one," and so on. So we cheerlead, don't we?
So you don't have an external editor, basically. You
Not
guys
for
are
this.
doing
Not
it
for
between
this.
yourself. Okay.
Not for this.
Oh, I really like
Yeah,
that. I think
pamphlet.
there's actually, I was talking to Sharifa, who's a poet, in which she's been published, and talking about editing, and I said that I have concerns that editors can remove the voice.
Absolutely.
And there's something about who's to say
Exactly.
that something shouldn't be presented this way, or you talk about grammar and stuff, but there is almost if you think about how we speak in London, it's different to how we speak
In
maybe
America,
in
how they
South
speak
London
in
or
America,
America, or
that's right.
somebody in Cambridge or something.
Yeah.
So there's something very authentic. Even in somebody who's dyslexic, I'm starting to think now that we're too strict on even so-called correct spelling, because what is correct spelling? There's an evolution of language.
Well, this is the thing I'm always saying to Diana, is she likes her work tidied up a little bit more. She likes it to sound a bit more
Proper.
posh. And I always say, but no, Diana, you speak how you speak. This is what's coming through on the page. I like your version.
Yeah.
How many times have I said it? I like your version.
And I actually
Yeah.
love your voice.
Yeah.
I've
do?
always loved the way you speak.
Oh.
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
got a
it's
very
quite-
unique way of
It's
just
quite deep, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
So
Yeah.
if that shows up in your work, I think that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's succinct, and you're not flowery. So
No.
don't become flowery if you're not flowery.
Authentic.
Yeah.
Authentic.
And we're
Yeah.
different, and I like the contrast of what
Yes.
we do. It's really important.
You've got a very different energy. It's nice.
Yeah,
It does.
yeah.
It does complement.
Yeah.
And so, when you do your process and you go through your poems or your pieces of your prose, rather, and you find a kind of synergy or a vein running through them, how do you then decide which kind of things you're going to put together? I don't know.
Yeah. You want to answer?
Well, no, because I write, Jackie writes, and then it's like, oh, we've got a prose 2 coming. Just send me what you've got, and I'll send her what I've got, and she'll go, yeah, this is great. Yeah. 6. Oh, yeah, have you got something else? Yeah, I've got something else, and she'll look at it and say, yeah, this is good, and it's just as simple as that. It's not no big problem. It's like we put down what we want to put down. It comes from the heart. It comes from what's going on at the moment, and that's basically it. It's not like nothing is kind of...
No mad grand scheme.
No.
Because at the end of the day, first of all, we live in the city, we live in the streets, we live in rough times. There's so much going on. How could you not have anything to write about?
Exactly.
It's unfortunate that we have so much to write about. And
Well, actually,
voice.
I love your process. That's the thing for me. I love the way in which you work. It just sounds so honest and authentic, which I don't think is the case in many publishing houses.
Yeah.
And actually, what you're doing is fantastic. I mean, are you going to share anything with us, and also give us a sense of like what's really different about this book versus the first book?
Okay. You want to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay, so a friend of mine sent me this video on YouTube, and I looked at it and I thought, my goodness, I cannot believe this, right? So I wrote a little short story about it, and it's called Black Jesus. Right?
So should we read it now?
Jesus. Will I read it now?
Go for it.
Okay. So this is a prose. It's quite short. So it goes, Black Jesus came back. Black Jesus came back. Black Jesus said, I have returned to save your souls. I, Black Jesus, the new Messiah, has returned, beautiful and bold. I love my people who have gone astray. I am here to help you fight darkness in your everyday. Only I have the true light. Some heard him talk. They shot him dead. No Black Jesus wanted here. We want to be left alone to govern this atmosphere. Black Jesus returned one day later. I am here to save your souls. How did you survive death? They asked each other, baffled in silence and cold. I am the Black Jesus, I said, shining bright and bold. We don't want to clean our souls, so they killed him again and crushed up his bones. They sent his ashes to the four corners of the earth. Then Black Jesus returned, smiled and said, there will be more like me who will return, for good will always conquer over evil, and that will be your concern. You evil beings in love with greed and power, I will show you your way home. Whether you like it or not, I am the goodness and true light. I will never leave you alone. You go and drink the dirty wine that Bacchus did not bless. You heathens will go up in smoke, just like the rest. You have no authority over man. I am the Black Jesus, the Messiah, who has returned to save your souls. If you do not listen to me, you will forever walk in darkness. My light will burn your eyes, so only the good will see. You can feel my heart is pure and all-powerful. Do not be afraid of me. You have no authority over man. I have only me.
Wow. Now that's phenomenal. have we got a clapping sound?
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. Shall we play a track and then I want to hear a little bit about how you came to a bit more about this. Are we ready to go?
There is no end to a good thing, oh no. 'Cause every day there is Jah loving, yeah. And principalities and powers, them planning war on the hour, yes. And spiritual wickedness in a high places. I saw the children cry, I saw the children die. I saw much fuss and fight against the truth and right. Jah love within, stronger than their sins. Them just can't conquer Jah love within. Oh no, keep it up, your children, living up your roots. Well. Every tree stay up by its roots, yeah. I make we sing and shout, tell it all about a Jaja live and reign, and he is still the same. Oh yeah. principalities and powers. Them planning war on the hour, yes. Spiritual wickedness in a high places. I saw the children cry, I saw the children die. So much fuss and fight against the truth and right. Jah love within, stronger than their sins. Them just can't conquer Jah love within. Oh no, and keep it up, your children. Living up by your roots. Well, every tree stay up by its roots. Yeah. I make we sing and shout. Tell it all about a Jah live and reign, and he is still the same. Oh, whoa, whoa, now. Yeah, hey, hey, hey. Whoa, whoa, now. Yeah, yeah. Some of them are the branches. Some of them are the leaves. Well, I strictly I and I are the roots. Yeah. Keep it up for your children. Living up for your roots. Well, every tree stay up by its roots. Yeah. Live it up for your children. Teach the children the truth. Well, I strictly I and I are the roots. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, now. I and I are the.
Yes, there is no end, Israel Vibration. And that was inspired by that beautiful piece that Diana Brown just read about Black Jesus. Because those of you who know Israel Vibration will know these were some brothers. They all had polio. They came from the ghetto in Jamaica. And there's a video of this track when the brother's there with his stick and he's like dancing and he's really slim, very thin face, long locks. And it just made me think of Black Jesus would probably look like that. And he'd be from the ghetto somewhere in Africa or in the Caribbean. And he might have been disabled. He might have been, somebody who's going to be rejected by society, even though he's brought this message. So please, tell us a little bit about that piece, what inspired you.
Well, the thing was, a friend of mine sent me a video, right, on YouTube about this Black Jesus. And it was kind of like a little story. And then I thought to myself, Jesus Christ, could there have been a Black Jesus? Because obviously, our Jesus, Jesus in the Catholic Church, because remember I'm Italian, is white. And then
but that was his name's brother-in-law. That's not.
Jesus was definitely darker than me. Let's put it that way.
Then he was meant to be Jewish, wasn't he? He was meant to be Jewish.
But the original Jews, the original Jews were like dark-skinned people.
Yeah, they were. But when you look at and you see Jesus, like when you see him in a picture and all that, he's never dark. He's always white.
Yeah, Da Vinci's brother-in-law or something, isn't he? Who painted the Sistine
like
Chapel, the Last Supper? Wasn't that Da Vinci that painted that?
No, Michelangelo.
Michelangelo, that's it. Thank you for your literary expertise.
Yeah, and in Italy,
I knew I had some use.
Yeah, definitely.
And in Italy, up in the mountains, they do depict Jesus as a black man, funnily enough.
Funnily enough.
Yeah, I will actually get that photograph soon and I will let you see it. I'll put it somewhere. Yeah, and it was so beautiful, but it's sad the way they crucified him. They didn't only crucify him. In my story, they crushed his bones. They don't want someone to come into this world to make it a better place. They crushed him, but he came back, and it's the same old story, really. I'm not going to say about Jesus. I'm just going to say about the good people. You know what I mean? It's the same old story. You're good, and then they crush you.
Yeah.
You can't be a messiah now because they'll laugh at you.
Yeah, they'll say you're mentally ill.
There you go.
Definitely.
And so one has to write about it instead in little prose and books, and then they don't laugh at you because they might not read it. And if they do read it, it's like, oh yeah, well, fair enough. They can't kill me about it. They can't kill me and think I'm mad.
Well, it's powerful. Words have power. Words sound power. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you, Isis.
And so the other brown owl in the house.
Yeah. Jackie Lloyd Brown.
Hello. What you got for us?
Right, my one is called Happening Out There. And I think it might be self-explanatory. Quite frankly, I'd like to hear your response to it instead of me talking about it, because I want it to mean something. It's to everyone, and because it's Black History Month, I think this is like the most apt one I could bring out to read out now. Happening out there, it's on page 47. We blessed, smartphoned up and privileged few watch a child killed by law enforcement happening out there. Watch a man killed by law enforcement happening out there. Watch law enforcement massacre laws. But what can we do when it's happening out there? A person of other, a person of colour. Watch a child killed by defences happening out there. Feeling it here. A person of other, a person of colour. Watch a woman killed by defences happening out there. Feeling it here. A person of other, a person of colour. A baby of other, a child of colour, a toddler and mother. We post pics, no riots. The world marches on, united in voice as one. Tinged, hopeless, disquiet. All is fair in love and war it is not, and been happening all over. Of barely mentioned nations, the rubble and devastations out there, they rot. Bear with me. We've got the world out there in our hands. At our fingertips, we click and view the blown apart despair out there, happening in here and here. That's it.
Wow. Another powerful piece. Yes.
Nice, Jack. Nice.
I mean, that is literally what's going on, isn't it?
Yeah.
The desensitization to the... What do you think, Piers?
Did that start? Was that a 2020 thing? Was
No.
that George Floyd
Very
and
recent,
Ahmed?
very
No.
recent.
Right.
It's very recent, but exactly, it's applicable
It
to just
spoke
about...
to those two events of 2020.
Yeah, but
to me.
it's going on now.
Now.
I mean,
No,
obviously,
I know
we're-
that. I know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I know.
next week, the
Children of
anniversary of
other.
the genocide in Gaza that's continuing.
Absolutely.
Of course, what they've done, the Zionist fascists have just done in Lebanon.
Yeah.
We've got what's going on in Sudan.
What-
Haiti's not getting any better.
Yeah.
Haiti.
Congo.
Haiti.
It's just, and we're seeing like literally these bodies,
Yeah.
dead bodies, maimed bodies,
Yeah.
injured
It's like
bodies
the beat.
everywhere.
What
yeah.
I thought to myself the other day, it's like the old boy gangs. The old boy gangs, right? Like the
Elaborate
government.
ghost
Oh,
skins.
the
The government,
establishment.
they're
Yeah.
the old boy gangs, right?
The
And they can do what they
establishment.
want to do. Oh, we're gonna come into your country, the gangs, and we're gonna mash up your country. Oh, okay then, do that.
Well,
yeah.
I-
But we're gonna do that.
But I use the
You know,
words...
and it's sorry, darling, but
Oh, yeah.
it is the kind of old men now that are doing this. It's no young man that is killing. Oh, it's all the old men. It's like the old men gang. That's what I can't work it out.
That's why I use the word defences throughout. So it's because it's reported in the news that, like, they don't say murderers, they just go, oh, defences.
Yeah.
It's and these softened words that they use to
Well, they-
persecute us, because we are now coerced into this.
Yes.
We have blood on our hands, but the world marches on, united in voices one, tinged, hopeless and disquiet. We're marching for nothing. Everybody's marching, and they're not.
Yeah.
They can see it's happening worldwide, and they're ignoring us. But we can see they're ignoring us.
Yep.
It's like being in some kind of cycle of abuse.
Yeah,
with
the thing is they don't learn.
establishment.
I mean,
No.
when I think about how everyone marched, how many millions around the world marched against the invasion of Iraq. And we had a so-called new Labour government. Well, they were called that, Tony Blair. And he was as corrupt and disgusting and
Well,
as
it's
anyone
global.
else. And they went in.
I don't like to put it down to like one or two areas. It's everywhere. everybody's everywhere can tell you what's going on in a space. The news agenda changes to tell us what's happening this week that they decided to cover this week. But we're perpetually in wars and war zones everywhere. And now that children and civilians and families are being used as targets more than ever, and we've got social media to see it, I take offence that you're showing me this. I don't want to see it. You want to do this stuff, get on with it and do it the old-fashioned way, but don't put me so that I have to watch it
But
or
that's
try
all
to
part of the
steer
process,
it.
though.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
about the process is about
So I get
dehumanizing.
desensitised
Yeah,
to it.
desensitizing you, dehumanizing the victims.
Yeah.
And so now we
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
it's just going on. Like
It's
you
called-
said, it's just,
Yeah, it's called turn a blind eye,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, and
You know, and
so,
I don't want to turn a blind eye, but there's nothing that I can do apart from change my life. What can I do?
and I write.
Freedom fighter.
I write.
Yeah, right.
That's what I write. I write to
Yeah,
get it
yeah.
out off my
There you
chest.
go.
Because it's just too troubling. And I know we've all got some kind of humanity in us, but it's too troubling that they think it's okay to show this stuff that they're perpetrating. It's just I can't tell you. You can hear it in my voice.
Yeah,
I
of
just
course,
get
yeah,
mad
it's-
about
it's-
it. Like
of
a
course.
lot of people, though.
Yeah, that's right.
And I hope that energy creates change in the way they didn't expect. I hope it's an own goal.
Well, let me play another track, and then I want to come back and just have a chat about words, sound, and power, and how you're using your language to make change and what you want to get
and
out of this.
also the event you're doing over
Yes.
the
Oh, yes,
weekend.
sure. Yes.
Well, we obviously expect you to shout out
Yeah.
your handles and what's happening. So I'm going to play this track, and
Thank you.
again, inspired by what you just said.
God protect me. I'm a young black man doing all that I can to stand. Oh, but when I look around and I see what's being done to my kind, every day I'm being hung to this grave. My people don't want no trouble. We've had enough struggle. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. God protect me. So many thoughts in my head. Will I live or will I end up dead? It's an unequal sequel. No matter where I be, there's no place safe for me. Oh, I'm not asking for too much. So Lord, please help. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. God protect me. This is my battle cry. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live.
Yes, so that was I Want to Live by Keaton Bryant. He's a young man who wrote it in 2020 when all that stuff was going on in America with
Right.
George Floyd and everything, and it's an anthem for that, and I just thought, again, what you said. So, yes, What do
heavy.
you want to kind of achieve with your writing? And you know, you both obviously are change agents. You know, you want to bring about some sort of change. It's obviously coming out loud and clear.
Yeah, well, we definitely are looking for agents. Agents out there. Agents. Calling all agents. Calling
The
all
brown
agents
owls are
worldwide.
calling.
They can either take us on both together as a concept, or they can take us individually, because we write. And you write speculative
fiction,
and I'm fiction and memoir. I actually have a memoir I really want to push that I've been doing on the radio anyway, the music memoir. But that's what we hope. But we've got a table. We've got a seat at the table of the Black British Book Festival happening at the
Wow.
Barbican tomorrow.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, so it's free for people to turn up. So there are some free elements to the event. There is a paid section and a free section. So if you're around tomorrow all day between 10 and 9, get down to the Barbican. And if you're an aspiring writer or poet, get down to the Barbican, because it's all about Black British books and authors. And we're a part of it.
Yeah.
And we got a table.
Well, that's fantastic.
So come
Because
and
I think that's
Portobello novella.
it's actually, I mean, coming back to this whole thing about Black British or African people from Britain, whichever way you want to put it, writers and poets. That for me is a really important thing. And when I did my masters in Black British writing, I remember at the time when I looked at the reading list and I thought, wow. And as I went through the course, what for me was the most fantastic thing was actually opening my eyes to all the writers and the poets from here.
Yeah.
Because very often we we have Maya Angelou and Angela Alice Walker and these phenomenal writers.
Toni Morrison.
Toni Morrison and Sonia Sanchez, and you can reel off all these names of these African American sisters. And then we don't think about all the amazing women here.
That's right.
And the men who are doing fantastic work and writing. And also, yes, we have a shared experience as African people globally, but actually, for us in this room, our shared experience is having lived in this country, whether you were born here or came here as a migrant, for most of our lives, and having shaped who we are and those experiences. So for me, I think the importance of this is a really phenomenal thing. That's happening.
Thank you.
Thank you. And it was important to get a table and become known by the event organisers. So we're going to make the most of it, because this is like our chance to shine and hopefully get their attention.
I'm sure you will.
And get their attention, because we're in the wilderness, because the process of writing and getting to past the gatekeepers is still a thing. And as many adverts as there are for diverse writers, the pathway is still.
Oh no, it's well. The gates are well kept.
Yeah,
yes,
put it that way. Yeah, it's not
exactly.
that. I mean, people are doing that. I mean, look at even Stormzy with Murky Books. You know, he's kind of created his own space for that. And if we don't create our own spaces, the spaces that are created for us aren't really for us.
Yeah,
That's
and
why-
Lenny Henry did the same thing.
That's why
didn't
we're
he?
creating our own space.
That's
why
right.
the two brown owls are creating their own space, because we can't wait around for anybody else. And we will keep writing these little books until they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then every dog has its day. Do you understand?
Woof,
And
woof.
that's what I believe.
Every owl has its day.
that's- Yeah, every dog has its day.
Yeah,
Every owl has
you
its
like
day.
dogs, don't you?
Yeah,
I think
I've got two
I
little
prefer
ones,
the owls actually.
But I'm just saying, in general,
Woo.
everybody will have their day, And
Well,
that's
you know
what we're
what?
waiting
I could
for.
imagine somebody writing a script about the two of you doing the writing,
Wow.
and that
Interesting.
turning into some sort of like
Documentaries.
mini-series or something.
Yeah, Netflix, Shonda Rhimes, if you're listening.
Yeah. Who's going to play you and who's going to play you?
I do you know what? It
You
would
should
have
play
been Whitney
yourself.
Houston, but
Whitney-
she's gone.
Yeah.
And then it might have been one of the girls from 5 Star, but it's controversial.
I made
And
all
then-
the 5-star videos back in the 80s.
Did you?
Well, it was controversial.
Yeah. So, no, I've been a lookalike for, Janet Jackson.
Oh yeah, Janet
I
Jackson.
think Janet
yeah.
Jackson always wanted to look like me.
Nah,
I was quite
definitely.
convinced. In the 80s, she was
knows?
determined to try and look like me. I knew it. But anyway.
And you? Who's going to play you in
It
this
could have been,
mini-series on Netflix?
I like Hailey Berry.
Okay, Janet
like
Jackson
her.
and Hailey. But
Yeah,
listen,
yeah,
It's
that's
going to be a
quite
hit
good.
series. That's going to be a hit series.
Let's do that one.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah?
love.
So
Thank
what's
you.
happening after the Black Book Fair? Where are you
Right.
guys next? And can we get your social media handles?
Yes. So,
Well,
out in in the Portobello airwaves, Portobello radio airwaves, courtesy of Piers. His ears go like.
Oh no, Piers has many dirty secrets. I'm sure the two of you have a lot in common.
No, he hears all the stuff offline.
But this month, which is on this weekend, 4 o'clock both days, you are talking about your time in New York in the
Uptown
Records.
Records.
Who's the
I
T-boy?
know. Pardon?
Who was the T-boy at Uptown Records?
P. Diddy.
Oh my God! Okay, another Jaguar White. Another
Yeah.
Jaguar
I am
White
not.
thing. Oh my
This
God!
is it. I do not want to be Jaguar White right now. Please, this is what I'm worried about. But it's relevant, you know. When I was there,
Wow.
I had